and they've transformed São Paulo. The cast-offs are now alchemists who turn ordinary metals into a golden opportunity. In some religions, reincarnation is an article of faith. In São Paulo, it's a fact of life. It happens millions of times a day, right before your eyes. In this megacity, metamorphosis is the only constant. Once a tiny Jesuit mission, São Paulo became the financial heart of Brazil. 2 centuries ago, the city prospered by exporting coffee. When the market collapsed, São Paulo reinvented itself as a hub of manufacturing. Prosperity brought the biggest change of all: people. Every 2 decades, the population doubled and the skyline blossomed. Yet runaway growth brought polluted air, fouled rivers, and vanishing green space. In blight, São Paulo now finds gold.
Every day we receive more than 10 tons of cans here, and we recycle 9 million cans.
José Roberto Giosa is president of Tomra, South America, the largest aluminium recycling company in Latin America. Placed end to end, one day's supply of cans would stretch from Paris to Rome. A year's worth would circle the globe 10 times. The aluminium can is the most recycled drink container on the planet. If recycling were an Olympic sport, Brazil would win the gold medal. It recycles almost 96% of all the cans it makes. In industrial giants like the US, only 55%.
We are world champions of aluminum can recycling. In second place comes Japan, which is culturally, educationally more advanced than Brazil. So we have reason to celebrate.
Cheers.
Tomra runs 14 collection centers like this one in São Paulo. Not only do they recycle more than anyone else, they do it faster.
From the moment the can is consumed and becomes scrap to the moment it goes back to the supermarket shelf, it takes only 33 days.
From start to finish, São Paulo sets the standard for recycling. The proof? Just follow the life cycle of a single can. Guilherme de Macedo spends her days collecting paper, cardboard, plastic, glass, and aluminium. In São Paulo, 20,000 people earn a living collecting recyclables. They're called catadores, trash pickers. In this megacity, that's no insult. It's a job. For some, it's a whole new life. In Brazil's richest city live some of its poorest citizens. 1.5 million people eke out an existence in the city's notorious slums, the favelas. Now São Paulo is training the jobless, the homeless, and the hopeless.
It's a way of taking thousands of people off the streets and making them citizens through a regular job in a specific place.
I collect from Monday to Friday. Every day I work. Saturday and Sunday, I used to sort my material.
Like most workers at the collection center, Mrs. Macedo worries more about feeding her family than beautifying the city. But the result is win-win for São Paulo. No law compels her to recycle. Recycling works because it pays. An aluminium can packs up to 20 times the value of any other used container.
All of this generates money so we can live. Otherwise, you won't have money.
Recycling doesn't just earn money, it saves money. Using old cans to make new ones takes 95% less energy. Or you can make 20 cans from recycled aluminium with the same energy it takes to make 1 can from virgin ore. Throw a can away is like filling that can halfway with gasoline and dumping it down the drain. Recycling a single can saves enough electricity to run a small TV for 3 hours, or to light a 100-watt light bulb for almost 20 hours. At Tomra's collection center, charities can trade cans for goods. 5,000 cans will buy an electric fan, 6,000 cans a wheelchair, 180,000 cans a photocopier. Today, 74 cans will buy lunch.
É trabalho assim que muitos ainda, né, muitos.
It's a job that many don't consider important, but for us here it's worth a lot because it helps us earn our bread.
The catadores have separated their recyclables, and the can collected by Mrs. Macedo now begins its journey to Tomra and a new life. First stage. A vibrating conveyor belt sifts large items not made of aluminium, like paper and plastic.
Then the can arrives at the end of the belt, where a magnet separates other impurities like steel cans and other materials that are not aluminum.
Steel compromises the flexibility of aluminium. To weed out heavy metal, this can will eventually pass through 3 levels of sorting. The goal? Only 1 part steel per 1,000 parts aluminium. Next, the can enters a giant rotating cylinder called a trommel. From a hole in the middle, more foreign objects disappear: straws, labels, and steel fragments. Then a third sorting. An electromagnetic belt removes objects that escaped the trommel.
So what we have here is only very clean cans, ready to be pressed.
They travel through a tube into a silo, then to a hydraulic press. It crushes and shapes the cans into blocks weighing precisely 12 kilograms.
All the blocks come out exactly the same size and weight. So in a continuous cycle, the press makes blocks like this. You can see here the can we started with back at the beginning of the process. Here it is.
The blocks form a self-contained pallet. No wood, no extra weight, no extra expense. Even the slots for the forklift are built in.
It's more or less 1,050 cans here. Each of these pallets weighs exactly 750 kilograms. So here we have 100% clean cans ready to be taken to the reclamation facility.
Every day, a truck leaves with about 14 tons of cans. 80 miles away, Mrs. Macedo's can will take on a new form and a new identity, transformed in a river of fire.